Alright, what's going on, guys? It's UCP here, and I am playing on Atlas Superstore. By the way, there is nothing super about this map, man. Honestly, it is just a cluster of just some random boxes that were put together by a 3-year-old. I mean, honestly, a 3-year-old can design this map. I mean, it just has no flow to it. It's just so random. Honestly, this freaking map just makes me so frustrated. And honestly, on Twitter, I ranted about it as well, for those of you guys who follow me. By the way, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, what are you guys waiting for? The link to that is in the description below. Go and check me out on there. I'm pretty active on there as well. But with that being said, I ranted about the fact that there was no way anybody could rush on this map and get high streaks. Now, the way that I got the high streaks in this game, and in particular, I got all of my streaks, which were the VTOL, the support helo, and the gunship. I had to camp my butt off. I was honestly playing super conservative and playing like a loser, basically. I mean, I was like, there is no way I can get my streaks by actually running around rushing. So I had to prove that I could, first of all, get my streaks, and the only way that I could get them is by playing very, very slow. And that's exactly what happened. But the crazy thing is, even if you manage to get your high streaks, guess what? They're not going to be able to do any work on this darn map. Only because it is a big store that has a lot of cover. So when I got all of my streaks, and you're going to see it in this gameplay, I get little to no kills with my streak. Like, it is absolutely crazy. And to think that they made a map that is basically hidden from the outside streaks, meaning the streaks that are in the air, and they're protected from that, is absolutely insane to me. I mean, like, what's the point? They should have had more opening spots for this map so that way the streaks could actually do some work. But if they're gonna put in a map that doesn't allow that, then what's the point, man? Like, honestly, what's the point of going on high streaks if your streaks don't even put in the work? And to me, honestly, that's what I feel like a lot of the Call of Duty games that do well, the Call of Duty games that are received well in the community, have great streaks, and those streaks put in work. If you're going to have streaks that don't put in the work, then those games are not going to be as fun. And that's what I thought about World War II. Even though World War II, after the overhaul, was way better, the gunplay in there is pretty solid, but guess what? Those streaks to me are so boring. So that's why I feel like World War II is such a boring game for me. Now, what I learned with Modern Warfare Season 2 is the fact that not a whole lot of things changed in this game. Yes, they changed around some of the perks, but they didn't do anything for the gunplay. They didn't tone down the skill-based matchmaking. The footsteps are still super loud. Like, look at the way that I'm playing right now. Like, honestly, I'm just like super slow, just crouching around, duck walking, because that's how you have to play in this game, because everybody has a headset nowadays and everybody can just sound whore you. I mean, in other Call of Duty games where the footsteps were not this loud, you can still run around even when you don't have dead silence on. But for some reason in this game, the footsteps are just super amplified, and moving around is a detriment to your KD. It's a detriment to your mental health as well, because every time you're streaking and you want to move around, seeking other kills, trying to traverse the map, guess what? You end up dying because somebody is just waiting in the corner or head glitching, just listening for footsteps and somebody's poor soul to come by so they can pick you off. And that's basically what Modern Warfare has become as far as a Call of Duty game goes. And honestly, it's just a sad state of affairs. I don't understand why they can't, in an update, tone down the footsteps. The footsteps, the skill-based matchmaking are one of the biggest things that is a hurdle for this game. I mean, yeah, I understand the maps are really bad as well, but that's kind of hard to change. I mean, they could always include more maps, but of course that would mean them going back to the drawing board and drawing up a new concept for a map. And the new Call of Duty game is going to be coming out this year, so I don't think they have the time to be able to do that. But I will say that they do have the time to tone down the footsteps, but they just won't do it. And honestly, the sound whoring is just really bad in this game. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm still playing this game here and there, but it is definitely not one of my favorites to play. I mean, in other Call of Duty games and in the most recent game that you guys saw the other day where I was playing Black Ops 4, I could run around in that game. That's why I titled it Rush Ops 4, because you could actually rush in that game and not have to worry about people camping so much in every single corner or crevice that you can find. Like, it's just crazy to me that this game is so tactical that you have to think about every single move that you make, because that one single mistake that you make in your movement, the one single step that you make that is not crouching or not using dead silence, somebody is gonna pick up on that sound and pick you off. They're gonna know exactly where you are a mile away. And that's it, man. There's no fighting back, because a lot of times what also happens, that from what I've experienced, and it's happened way too many times that I can count, is the fact that even if I see somebody first and I start shooting at them, they somehow beat me in that gunfight. It makes literally no sense. I mean, the last time that I uploaded a video or a gameplay on this map and somebody with an Uzi was up in the window, you guys saw clearly that I started shooting him first with the M4, right? A superior weapon at range and a superior weapon just in the game, because everybody knows the M4 spam is crazy because it's the most popular gun, because it's a high rate of fire, and you know, you guys already know the advantages of that weapon, but it should beat out an Uzi. But I started shooting at this guy first with the M4 inside that window, and he somehow, some way beat me in that gunfight. That was absolutely ridiculous, man. You guys saw my reaction. I was absolutely flabbergasted by what happened. Like, it was just, it just didn't make any sense. Like, I was blown away. I was like, no way, man. There's just no freaking way that a gunfight like that should have been lost by me. And a lot of you guys reflected that in the comment section. You guys said I had no business losing that gunfight, and that was absolutely ridiculous. And I agree, man, but there's been a lot of times where that has happened in Modern Warfare. It's very, very shady, the hit detection in this game. It just literally makes no sense to me how you can start shooting somebody and they will gain some sort of protection around them, and even though their screen will be red, meaning they have that red screen because they're getting shot at, they still will somehow survive enough to be able to beat you out, tap you, and you automatically die. So that just makes no sense to me. I mean, this game is absolutely crazy sometimes. I mean, there are times, pretty far and few in between, where there are engagements where, you know, I feel spot on, my aim is spot on, everything is working, the hit detection is working well. But there are a lot more times where that just does not happen, and it literally... And again, it just doesn't make any sense to me why they would do something like that. And I've also heard that, you know, they give the noobs protection in this game. You know, when you're shooting at somebody with maybe a less skill gap to you or a less skill level to you, it doesn't actually put your shots on target, or it makes them miss or something like that. And that is kind of something weird to think about, and you wouldn't think that it would happen in a video game. But I have seen a lot of times that it has, and it is just crazy. It's crazy to think that the game manipulates shots like that and determines whether or not your shots are going to hit that target or they're actually going to win that gunfight. I mean, it just blows my mind sometimes. I mean, there's been just so many instances. It doesn't make any sense. And I know I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. There's been a lot of other people who have experienced this as well, where they're shooting at somebody first, but they don't die. But as soon as they shoot them, as soon as they're getting shot at, they die. And there's no business in losing that gunfight. It just... I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say, but this game has had a lot of those instances, and it is absolutely crazy to me. And this game, by the way, ended up being a draw. It was very low scoring, and it ended up being a draw. Like, that is absolutely horrible. Horrible that you have a map that is so big for a 6v6 ending in a draw, and it was a score of 40 and 40. Both teams got 40 kills apiece. Not anywhere close to being 75. Like, oh my goodness, man. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think about this map? Do you guys like it? Do you not? Have you experienced shady gunfights where you think you had the upper hand and you should have won that gunfight, but you ended up losing it? Let me know all of that down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is GCP, signing off.